Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we are actually going to talk about why social media would be a major driving force for crypto and it will definitely help crypto move. And it has a lot to do with the recent events. Hedge funds and other big institutions have dominated finance for years, but social media gives common people the ability to band together and basically fight against these big institutions and hedge funds. We saw that recently with GameStop, AMC, and others, and these big hedge funds had to liquidate because they couldn't do anything about it. Now they're crying to the SEC because no one else besides them is supposed to be able to manipulate the market. But the SEC doesn't necessarily side with them. They're actually going to investigate GameStop because they're actually Robinhood, because Robinhood's actually being sued for limiting people's ability to buy certain stocks for no reason. As soon as they took off the cap and let people trade the GameStop stock again, it went back up 61%, and some of these hedge funds were actually liquidated again, the shorts. So it's basically the shorts against the longs. And I think if you really investigate, you're going to find that like these hedge funds and big investors have been playing dirty for years and years, and they just don't like it when people actually plan against them. See, I look at it this way, like it's like two armies fighting. But in the past, like the small investors have been all disparate because they don't really have anywhere to like form and gather together and align together. Well, social media gives the ability for large groups to actually align together. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of people on the small investor side, like even Hollywood celebrities. I mean, all famous people in tech, they're like Elon Musk, Dave Partnoy. They're actually going to be on the side of the smaller people because like there are going to be a lot of important people that don't like the big hedge fund manipulation as well. Say what you will about AOC and all that. I know a lot of you don't like her, but she basically is always anti-big corporations. That's probably why she didn't let Amazon come into New York, even though they do actually have a distribution facility there now, I think. But the thing is, like, there's going to be a lot of politicians. I mean, this is one thing that Ted Cruz and AOC actually agreed on, that GameStop stock should not have stopped trading at Robinhood. If you have Ted Cruz and AOC agree on something, the four horsemen of the apocalypse are going to come for your company because that definitely means that you actually did something wrong, because those two don't really agree on anything. They hate each other, so they don't actually agree on anything. But they did actually agree on this, that Robinhood should be investigated because they shut down the ability for people to buy GameStop stock. And like the collusion is actually pretty easy to see because it's not like the hedge funds and these exchanges don't really have any connection. I mean, there's a direct connection with Robinhood because the same entity that owns Robinhood also owns a hedge fund. So they're probably losing money, or they just probably put some shorts in and they're actually losing money. So they want to stop losing money themselves. And then, of course, the CEO says, like, to protect the firm and to protect consumers from themselves. That protecting consumers from themselves is complete BS. Protecting the firm, well, like you're actually a platform trading service. You can't actually do that just because like you don't like the fact that people are actually buying GameStop stock. And that's actually going to cause a lot of rebellion. Now they're being sued and investigated, and it may not turn out well for them because there's powerful people, powerful CEOs, people on both sides, and politicians on both sides that are like decrying what GameStop is doing. So like the opponents of these hedge funds right now are just as many as the pro hedge fund people. And like a lot of the Wall Street people aren't actually speaking out in favor of these hedge funds because they know they're in the wrong, and it's going to be hard for them to actually win this case. And if they actually lose this case, that means like, all these exchanges and brokerages in the future cannot stop a certain stock from trading. So that puts hedge funds directly in the crosshairs of angry people. And there's nothing the hedge funds can do to actually stop it. And the thing is, now that everyone's aligned together, the hedge funds are finding out that their strategy for winning this war isn't really working because all their opponents are united, and the opponents are many more numerous and much stronger than they are. So I think the financial services industry is going to change a lot in the next 10, 20 years because of social media and because people actually have places to gather. Now, how does all this impact crypto? Well, the thing is, I think some people will actually definitely get disillusioned because of the centralized places where you actually trade stocks, like Robinhood, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, things like that. They realize that you can actually get shut down if the brokerages don't like the way the market is trading, and there's a lot of market manipulation there. So, but crypto is supposedly decentralized. Now, in reality, crypto is pretty centralized to several large exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, but there are things like Uniswap which volume will actually challenge the largest of exchanges. Of course, it only really trades ERC20 tokens, so that's that's a thing that's really tough. But in the future, when everything becomes interoperable, there will be big dexes that actually trade every coin. So you can't actually just shut down a coin if you don't like the way it's trading. And I think like a lot of financial people will actually crawl over to the cryptocurrency circle. And if you really look at it, the incoming generation is more pro crypto than the older generation. If you look at the people who are actually into crypto and are really pro crypto, it's going to be the people under 40, people under 50, people under 30, and maybe even some people under 20. Same thing with like the new influence on Twitter. They're usually like, besides the older politicians, they're like younger people that have bigger followings. So you combine those two, and you will see like a lot of people angry with digital finance will actually filter into crypto. And I think that population is actually going to build, which means crypto is really, really going to boom as more money comes in. I mean, yes, you have the institutional investors come in, but you also have these disparate investors who don't really like what the big boys are doing. And more than not liking what the big guys are doing, they're finding a new financial system that can't be quite as easily controlled. So they are going to buy into cryptocurrency. So that's why social media and the recent happenings will make crypto moon. All right, that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.